Hello folks, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. What is going on with Pokemon? What was once a staple in every single 90s kid's card binder has now degraded to a former version of itself. Not because the product itself got worse, it actually got a lot cooler and we got a lot cooler looking cards, but more because the community around it has been, for lack of a better term, gone to shit. This shows us a faithful scene that we see at almost every single Costco nowadays. Empty shelves in a matter of seconds the second new cards get restocked. Pokemon Scalpers have essentially ruined the entire fun of the franchise for everyone, effectively making it not very fun. See, I grew up playing Pokemon cards and I had quite a bit of a deck myself. And you know how much money I paid for that? Zero. Yeah, that's right, I didn't pay a single dime for my deck, and I still had quite a deck. But nowadays, if you were to be a kid and you would want to do something similar, good luck with that.
Do not run! No running! No running! No running! No running!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Híjole.
Oh my god, Bill!
This one, honest to God, made my eyes pop out of my head for a second there. The fact that the Costco worker in the beginning had to tell them all to stop running, that they obviously can't run inside of a Costco that's dangerous. It's probably slippery or probably gonna hit someone or something and injure yourself and others. The fact that she is just treating them as kids is just so poetic, because Pokemon cards was originally seen as a kid's game, and now you have these big old baby adults who pretty much act like kids, who have now taken over everything about the card game as a whole. Now, you do see a few older people in the video. They look like they might be in their 40s and 50s in the back there. They're obviously being left behind by the people who are much younger and much quicker that are running, although they're not supposed to be. And I think those might be people who are just getting it for maybe grandkids or maybe even their own kids. And then you have these young adults in the front who are running to grab the best boxes, and 90% of the times to resell them. They're not necessarily keeping it for themselves most of the times. They're just looking to scalp and resell them. And I think it's just gotten completely out of control. The fact that this is what we have degraded to as a society when it comes to Pokemon is just honestly very sad. Now, sometimes I wonder when I watch videos like this, why is it that every single scalper looks the exact same? They look like turbo losers in their mid-20s and 30s. They look like they got nothing better to do with their time. Look like they ain't got no job besides scalping. And this isn't to be rude, they just all look the same, just generic looking people. You can honestly look at someone and you can think, holy moly, that person, they probably scalp Pokemon cards. And 9 times out of 10, you would probably be right. Whenever I see videos like this, there's usually nothing at the end of when these scalpers raid everything. It's either that, or sometimes there's just a few of them left behind, the more undesirable packs, if you will, that the regular folk will tend to pick up. What I've basically learned from all of this is that oftentimes regular people can't even conceptualize the thought process of these people, and why is it that they do this in the first place. The fact that some people just have no shame, we can't even come close to imagining what that would even be like. Assuming you're a regular person, of course. And if you're a Pokemon scalper, you know, you can't see me right now, but I'm sticking my tongue at you. I think the saddest part about Pokemon card scalping is not just them stealing the product from everybody else. Whenever they fight amongst themselves, I think is just, man oh man, it is the saddest thing ever.
It's on the shelf. I'm allowed to look at it. That's it. I'm looking at it, right?
You can look at it afterwards.
Why are you still talking? Just do your job.
Man, oh man, this one made my blood boil a little bit. You can clearly see the boxes are there. The MJ holding boxes are there. The guy is unpacking. He probably has the entire section blocked off because of people like this. And this guy has the audacity to walk through, to look at the merchandise, you know, maybe snab a few, maybe grab a few boxes while he's at it, and the worker is just looking at him and he gives him one of those, "What are you looking at? Just do your job." Oh my god. I absolutely hate when people talk like this to service workers. It grinds my gears. Honestly, I feel bad for every single service worker that has to work with Pokemon cards. It kind of makes me understand why most of them just don't try to put restrictions or try not to deal with these people, because who wants to deal with this in a day-to-day basis? And that could also be why, because most stores just, they don't have any restrictions or limits because, you know, you don't want to deal with this. This is too much. You can't argue with people like this. You can't, you know, get some reason into their little noodles. They just can't get it through. But anyways, I found an actual recent fight scene from a bunch of scalpers outside of Costco who just decided to have a big old brawl in the parking lot because of some sort of disagreements, or maybe they were fighting over packs. I don't know, but it's honestly just so sad, man. Just take a look at this. I'm telling you, the evidence is in the butter here. You can clearly see people walking through the parking lot with boxes of Pokemon cards, and this little goober, for some reason, decides to take on 20 other dudes all by himself. Why is it? I don't know. Maybe some sort of rage. Maybe he didn't get however much he wanted and now he won't be able to pay his rent for the month. I don't know. But this is just more evidence that people just gotta stop doing this stuff. It's just getting out of hand. And the only reason it's still happening is because people are actually buying from these people. If we stop buying from these people, they're going to have to stop doing it eventually. But what do you guys think? Did you used to play Pokemon when you were a kid just like myself? Were you part of the cool gang that had all the classics? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like what you saw, you best subscribe. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.